My name is Oscar.
My name is Carl, and
this is Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then we try and figure out who would watch this. That's
Today...
Yeah, that's right, I'm blowing up. Fuck it. You go nuts. Go nuts. I'm off the rails.
I don't. You've taken every job from me on this podcast. I'm essentially just the person that sits here now.
Carl, I've muted your mic, so you'll be... carry on. Okay, pretty much every episode...
We got Snoopy'd. Today we are reviewing Shark Night 3D.
Wow.
Shark Night 3D. And don't you forget about that 3D, buddy. This has a 4.1 on IMDb, a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
A weekend at a lake house in the Louisiana Gulf turns into a nightmare for 7 vacationers as they are subject to shark attacks. Don't take my whole job away, buddy. That's what we do, okay? That's the whole bloody plot. Carl, before we chomp into this, I've used that saying so many times before we swim a fin.
It's our last one of Shark Week.
Before, I feel like I'm not, as we keep swimming forward for an eternity so we can breathe. I don't know if I've used that one yet.
Our gills.
Last week.
Last week
gills.
Last week tonight.
Tonight.
Actually, we always fuck this up, but essentially every episode is somebody's first episode. So what we're doing is we're now going back in time to before we'd seen the movie, and we tried to figure out who we thought would watch it.
That's great.
With gills.
I've got, good. I like you to do the cunty little gills. Is it like a...
Gills.
Carl, we're starting a new little thing. It's called, what are we calling it? It's Spite Watch?
A Spite Watch. I think it's more just like a, fuck you, this is for me.
Yes.
You know? Or I guess like a, I'm pulling out this card.
Yeah.
We can call it something.
Yeah.
A red card? I don't know. We'll brand
Football's kind of got their stranglehold in that, but go on.
Oh, what? They haven't got red card, do they?
Yeah, big time, big time.
Okay, we can be yellow card
Yeah.
then. Gotcha, did it?
Going really good. Carl, what are we doing and what are you spitefully making me watch?
Basically, you were like, hey, I want to do Shark Month. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's fine. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
But there's a caveat.
Yeah.
We have to watch Shark Night 3D. And you were like, no. Because barely anyone's seen it. It's got like 19,000 reviews on Letterboxd. It's had no cultural impact. Nobody remembers it. It has really nobody that famous in it.
Correct, you're saying this all things, right?
Sorry?
You're saying all things, correct?
Yep. So I was like, I just have to do it.
Wise.
I simply have to do this for me.
And
that's why we're doing this. It's for me.
I back it 100%. I guess my defense when we were picking it was sort of, it looks like just any one of those sort of generic B movies from the 2000s of sharks. But you had such passion in your heart. And when you've got passion in your heart, you can't put that down unless you're a shark.
There is a single thing in the movie that has sat with me.
Okay, huge.
Ever since I saw it. I saw this.
You've been keeping this quiet for the whole time. Why is the secret sauce to this film?
It is. There's no secret sauce. Okay. This movie's not good, and nobody's going to be impressed here. There is just a visceral image in my head of something that happens, and it's always stayed with me because I always thought it just looked hilarious. And that's the reason we're doing this. I saw this in 3D in Canberra at the cinema.
That sounds like a bad time.
It was a bad time. This didn't help it. This did not help my time in Canberra, that's for sure.
You mean the Australian capital city? You weren't riding bikes around. You weren't going to the Mint or going to Questacon. Questacon's okay, but so...
Here's the thing. I probably did go to Questacon.
Yeah.
And it was great.
It's great. You gotta go.
So that's the reason we picked Shark Night.
Yes.
The other things that ring in my mind are... the guy from Dodgeball and Avatar is in it.
Yeah.
And what's that? We did it on the show, actually, that one with Paris Hilton.
Oh, the Hottie and the Noddy.
Yeah, him, that guy.
Guys, real quick review of Hottie and the Noddy. It's not very good. It's very dated, but there's one sequence that is just really nice. And Paris Hilton's having a big moment. Is Paris Hilton?
Now?
I think sort of. No, she's not having a revival. I think people are just okay. You know,
is she DJing?
I think neutrally, yeah.
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 Most people that are like, am I not relevant anymore? I'll DJ.
And that's fine. I'm happy to see Paris Hilton DJ. Now, Carl, who do you think would watch this? For me, personally, I'm going off the fact that it looks like every shark movie on Tubi.
But you're wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know why you're wrong?
Why am I wrong?
Because this one's in 3D, buddy.
Okay, shit.
This one's in 3D.
Now,
this is the first shark movie in 3D since Jaws 3D.
Is that a fact?
That's an actual fact.
That's an actual
So this
fact.
was massive for cinema when it came out.
Yeah.
Massive.
I got. Was it just that? When was the precipice? I guess what year is this? Was it's post Avatar? When did glass? I feel like Avatar and 3D technology got good at the exact same time. It made $3 billion and then it went away. I remember the red and blue glasses. That might have been Spy Kids. That's not been a while.
Yeah. Like, we had red and blue up to what Avatar made, which was like the clearer,
The black, the sunglasses.
the
ones.
sunglasses one,
Yeah.
and now we just don't have them.
No, it's wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's unpleasant to watch things in 3D.
Yeah, it kind of
I think
makes
it's fun if Avatar's like, that's the 3D movie I'll watch every 4 years.
Did they do 3D for Avatar?
The new one?
The new one,
Yeah.
with the water.
I saw that in 3D.
You saw that in 3D.
Yeah.
You got splash zoned, huh?
That was the best 3D. Did you watch that? Not see that in 3D?
I did not see that in 3D.
Wow, that is the best 3D I've ever seen.
Fucking hell. Really?
Yeah. I was definitely way more hyped on the new Avatar than you, and I think simply because I saw it in 3D.
I gotta tell, I'm so neutral at Avatar. I'm so just like, I don't care. I get when people go, oh, special effect. I just don't care about those blue bastards, and I'm kind of on the side of the loggers, personally. I hope those blue bastards. I hope the Na'vi burn to death in the third one. That's my hope.
Well, they might, because it's Blood and Fire or something, Ash and Fire or something and Ash. Avatar.
You're very close. Carl, who do we think would watch this? Did you really say? Just big fans of 3D?
It's for people that have gone, I need sharks in 3D. I need them in 3D.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I need them in 3D. 3D was having a big moment. I saw Piranha 3D in cinemas.
That one I feel like made a bit of a cultural
That
splash.
one's great.
Yeah.
That one's cheeky.
Yeah.
That one's made by a relevant filmmaker who's still making movies today and was like, what if this was a bit of a comedy? And Adam Scott's in it. Like,
fun. Yeah, great.
You know, it's got a proper cast.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And this one doesn't?
it's got that guy from Avatar.
Okay, huge. The guy from Avatar. That's pretty
guy
big.
from Avatar.
Pretty big. I guess who would
And
watch
not
this?
Sam Worthington or anybody else of fame, the one that's only really known as the guy from Avatar
I
and
do
Dodgeball.
feel bad for his character in Avatar because it always definitely felt a lot less cooler than the others. They really were cruel, James Cameron. He went, you know what? This loser Avatar could be you.
Yeah.
It feels mean. But hey, that's Avatar for you.
That's just the way the Avatar crumbles.
That's just how the Avatar crumbles.
Who do you think it's going to be for?
Oh, great cue. Again, all I'm going off that it has an emotional scene, a pathos that you've latched onto. And again, it looks like every shark movie on Tubi. So I really am at wit's end. I guess if you just are loving this season of soccer. Yeah.
I just need you to understand it's nothing like anything on Tubi.
Oh, so not good?
Because
That's
it's
right.
3D.
Okay, holy shit. Can I watch a 3D version? Is that even possible to watch? Can you download
Well,
it?
you have a 3D TV, but you just don't ever activate it.
I don't. I think it's, again, guys, that sounds like I'm a rich guy. No, it's a
You
10-year-old
got- well,
TV.
yeah, I know, because 3D TVs are out of date now.
No,
you
I
have
went,
not got a
no,
new
no, no.
TV.
I went to JB Hi-Fi and said, give me the biggest 3D TV you have. I want an OLED 3D TV. And they spat on me and called me a little piss boy. But I did ask for a deal and they gave me a good deal.
They always take 10% off. They're always finding you the cheapest price.
Yeah, no. I don't have 3D. The 3D doesn't
Are you
work.
sure? Or was it the TV before this that had 3D
No,
in it?
the thing is, it's 3D, but the remote's broken, and quite frankly, you see my TV. Again, guys, if you're a film lover, you go and fall into two categories. You either have the best, like, Blu-ray 4K setup with beautiful surround sound, or you're like me, who has one of the worst TVs. The color's gone. When people are, like, fucking around with the color settings, I'm like, buddy, I've got red lines coming down. I can't watch any good films at the moment.
I never want to watch something here, ever.
I have not watched a good movie in so long because anytime I go, ugh, it just looks gross.
Yeah.
Because I've got a bunch of red and green lines floating down.
Try watching Heat, and you're like, why is it red?
I literally stopped. I literally was like, we can't watch Heat. It looks gross.
Oh my god, Shark Night 3D.
It's
It's Shark Night 3D. It's
Shark
happening.
Night 3D.
Okay, so we've been holding this a secret.
Yeah.
Did you get to watch it in 3D?
I did not get to watch it in 3D. However, you know, I used my imagination and I just imagined, whoa. Freaked me out a little bit, but hey, that's the power of 3D.
I thought it would be funny if I rocked up and was like, I watched it in 3D. And so I did some investigation.
Now, I was going to ask, how do you, like, I don't know, illegally steal a 3D movie?
Well, I thought if I was to buy it from eBay,
Yeah.
if they had like a red and blue copy.
Oh, gotcha.
Because sometimes some of them are like, we've just done the old copy so you can get glasses.
Which
with
I think
it.
was just blue and red. That's just
Yeah.
like splitting the screen slightly.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. It's cheap.
Yeah,
right? Yes.
absolutely. Nightmare. Didn't do it. Too much effort. Not worth it. I was like, no. I've seen
You're
the film.
telling me nobody on eBay.com had a copy of 3D
Oh, they
Shark?
had a copy and they were selling them cheap, buddy. But the effort and the wait was not worth it.
What was the wait? Like 4 days?
Yeah, longer. Nobody in like Australia was like doing it.
No, and I think, and this is just a real quick thing before we get into Shark Night. If you're if you're like, I'm looking on like American TikTok, everyone's like, here's my Criterion haul. To get a DVD collection going here is bonkers. It's like, oh man, I spent $40 on The Tale of Desperado. Like, what the hell's the point of that, Carl? I wore the JB Hi-Fi. They had like The Dark Knight for $90 on Blu-ray. I mean, I don't have $1 billion on me. God. Anyway.
I like that you're like having a DVD is now a status.
Oh, it's a total status.
Have a look at my DVD collection.
We're in the film circles. We know. I'm just looking at people's like Letterboxd.
We're just shut out of Criterion. We can't. Here's the thing. Criterion's like, yeah, we've restored them and they're available on Blu-ray. And we're like, cool. Can we get our mitts on them? And they go, no.
PAL 4, kill yourself, buddy. We're a PAL 1 company here. We're not doing that worldwide bitch stuff. Okay?
Didn't we send a DVD to someone?
We did send a DVD to somebody.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Why did we do that again?
I can't remember. I think it was
We should do that again because that
Carl,
kind of worked, right?
I had to mail a bunch of DVDs.
Yeah, I know. I know that we lost money because the shipping was fucking expensive.
So expensive.
Remember your Beam request being like, I need $40 for this, and I was like, I don't want to give $40 to a DVD to give it to a fan in Norway. What are you on about? And then we did it anyway.
You gotta
Oh
do it, Carl.
God! Was anybody grateful? I don't care.
Carl, let's jump into Shark Night 3D.
Oh God! What an aggressive opening.
Okay.
This opening.
Which
is,
opening? Wait, the sort of like the actual film or the aggressive new metal and red color palettes?
New metal and red, and they've gone, what if you weren't looking at anything? And you're like, what do you mean? And they're like, the pictures aren't really anything. And you're like, okay, but why? And they're like, there's heavy metal too.
I don't know what this aesthetic is, but it just reminds me of like a red back boogie board from 2007. Are we back on the same vibe here?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's just like, there's jagged red comic book overlays and you're like, wow, I think I'm ready for that. But then you kind of go, oh, we've been here for 4 minutes. And the film, I gotta tell you, any single time the film wasted my time, I was happy.
Because here's the thing. I was like, it's a great way to pad the film by 4 minutes and not pay a graphic designer. Like, it is to go like, what if it was like red blurs and heavy metal? Okay, cool.
There's a lot of times where they go, how do we get to that 90 minutes and we are not going to send a cent? And I got to tell you, every time they do it, I went, that's a really fun, creative way. Not creative, it's definitely just a way. And I'm all for it.
I think it's fun. They're literally treading water. Like, it's actually hilarious that you're like, what are you doing? You're not in a rush to do anything? All right, let's just hang with you then. Are you going to commit to much being in 3D? No.
There's definitely three sequences I go, that would have, I guess, popped on 3D. For the most of it, kind of looks like a home movie. I don't know how much the 3D would element.
I think one of the things when I turned it on was I forgot that during this time period, if you were doing these like, it's post-converted to 3D, we're not really filming it with 3D cameras, that you had to make it so fucking bright to make sure that the color like worked.
Yes.
So
the shark ends up being just this like, it's an odd cut gray, isn't it? It's like what like a white shark is, but like it looks like an albino shark for most of it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Carl, let's get into the start. Like any good shark movie. However, we haven't actually seen it on this. We've seen it subverted on this a month of Shark Week, but we get the classic: a woman is a hot woman and a hot guy making out by a pier. Guess what? They jump in. Shark grabs them.
Yes, and I think what's great about again a shark movie, all of your money goes into bloody bubbles.
Oh yeah,
that's all it is. Pump some bubbles to the top, a little bit of red. Bubbles to the top, a little bit of red.
We'll get into it, I'm sure, but I mean, what now? I'm just overall pretty happy with the film. I feel like they spent the money exactly where they needed to. They went, we've really only got a 50-minute movie, and we've got a budget of, I don't know, $500,000, and we've spent it on mainly explosives and whatever. What's a shark thrashing machine? Like, what does that look like in the water? Because I was quite impressed that they got this woman in the water, and she's kind of like flying about, like, like that. I don't know what machine does that? Is that just a bunch of runners under the water, just kind of swishing them about?
I think it's genuinely some people in snorkels hurting someone.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Now
like
you say it, it's probably a big rope, isn't it?
it's it probably is. It would be. I wouldn't surprise me if they were just like, yep, and she's got internal bleeding, and she's got rope burn.
Yeah.
But doesn't it look like a shark's attacking her?
Isn't cinema great? This actually might be one of the worst reviewed movies I've done. Actually, a 4.1 and 2.2 Metacritic score. I gotta tell you, pretty happy with everything.
Absolutely.
Really.
One of my things that I kept hypothesizing during the movies, do you reckon they got the guy from Avatar because he knew 3D? They were like, you've worked with 3D.
Listen, buddy.
Can you direct?
Sure, you got some. Surely Jimmy Cams is just blabbering on about the fucking technology. How did he do it?
How did he
make the world of Avatar so lifelike?
He was like, well, so look, he had about 250 million. Well, we don't have that, do we?
No.
Okay? We don't have that.
That's fine. There's this very specific camera. Camera, kill yourself. No goddamn way. We've got a camcorder. Yeah. That's what we're using with
Now, shut up and pretend to be a college student, but I'm 40. Shut up.
These college students are bonkers. Anyway, we get the first scene. Sharks are dead. But let's get back.
Useless scene, isn't it?
Oh, it's useless, but this film...
There's no thrill. There's no tension. The acting's bad, and it has no weight on the story. It's just them being like, someone should die quickly.
Of course.
After we put them through 4 minutes of red.
No, they go, fuck, we really need to... I guess we need a cheap shark kill. Because that's all it is, right? Because you got the fin, and then you got red blood and flashing. It's a pretty cheap scene. Oh. So just, they'll be like, again, it's a very cost-effective film. They're nailing it.
Now, I think people need to know something as well. That scene begins with just her butt.
Yeah.
Okay? And then the next scene begins with another person's butt.
Yes.
And then we follow her butt. And you're like, oh, okay, which main character is this? She walks out of screen, then enters a character we're going to follow. It's just butt shots galore. Every scene begins with like and we'll follow the butt in, and here's your film.
Here's the thing, though. I think a lot of people don't understand directing. And what you need to do is a classic tracking shot. You need to get in for sequence. A boring person would just start the scene, slightly tilting. You want to draw your audience in, and what better way? Big butt. That's what a shark's doing. We are the POV of a shark. I'm swimming into the scene. Wowee. It's actually really good directing. Carl, we get into the uni version. You are right. I have written down names. Now, what's your vibe on names? Or you want just sort of vibe based on them? Because I'm happy to go either.
I'm happy to just go by their stereotype.
Great. Fantastic. I was with that. We got Gordon. He is the dodgeball guy, Avatar guy. He's the nerd.
Yes.
But also a bit sexually.
This man is horny. He's horny.
He'd grope.
Yeah. He's hitting on people that have boyfriends.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, when are you going to leave your boyfriend and just jump on this
when
lanky, pale man?
Cock? I'm playing Halo Reach. Get this, Boneyard. That's right. I know the fucking map. Freaking love Halo Reach. He is now playing. This is a very odd setup. He's got the screen playing Halo Reach. He then has his two friends on two other monitors face on. This is insane.
It's a crazy setup. There's
setup.
not a camera on him.
No. So he is just casually, and it seems like they're just randoms. Like he's like, watch out, losers. I don't care about you, teammates. Doesn't call them by name.
Yeah.
So this is just a very intimate setup. And dare I say, something that needed for the Xbox lifespan. He's connecting it right now. He's on the Connect.
He then has...
You had a Connect, Carl?
Yeah, I did have a Connect.
That's so lame.
I did have a Connect. It was all the rage. What was it meant to do? Not get a Connect? I'm going to right now, when this podcast is done, I'm going to show you the YouTube ad that they did for Connect, and it made it look sick, and then it didn't work.
I can tell you right now, I've seen the exact same ad, and then I went into Harvey Norman, and they had a Connect there, and this little girl was playing whatever that panda one was. That has I think it's like, honestly, if you look into like the end of the end of civilization, there's going to be a big pile of whatever that Xbox 360 game is with just the panda and Connect. That's going to be we're going to be trading. That's going to be our dollar and our currency back in the wasteland. But essentially, she was playing it and it looked fucking dreadful. Went, I'm not buying a Connect. One friend did buy a Connect. They then used the Connect mic, and it was the horrible. Anyway, go on about the Connect.
No,
we're not talking about Connect. Okay, no. Go on. Fine. Okay,
he's living with his middle friend,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Who is the guy that's like, I'm the neutral hero.
Yes.
I'm sheepish and not overtly sexual to anyone or anything.
Yes.
I'm sort of a nerd because I care about studying, but I am also ripped.
His name is Nick. I'm just going to say names because I've written down the names. I'm not...
Well done.
Yeah. But that is the sort of he's our main protagonist. He's going after Sarah. Sarah Paxton. Is this Bill Paxton's daughter? Am I miss? I don't think so.
I don't know,
She's
and I
in
don't
Things,
want to
though.
look it up.
She's in Things though.
Is she?
Yeah, definitely.
Good for her.
I feel like she's in. I think she's in a lot of the films we
She
do.
got work off of this?
I feel like she's in a lot of those sort of like teen like girl
Okay, great.
romance. I think she's
Yeah.
doing stuff.
Okay,
She's doing
good.
well. I recognize her the most.
Yeah.
It was that and Avatar. I went, wow, what a cast.
Sheriff didn't leap off screen to you?
Sheriff did, but we'll come back to Sheriff.
We'll come back to
Sheriff's
Sheriff.
my favorite. Carl, we then also get introduced. Yeah, we got Nick and the fucking loser. We've also got Sarah. She's the hot blonde one who owns the lake house. Now we also have 4 other people. Carl, we have Malik. He rocks up to Gordon and Nick and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna fucking gut you." I'm like, whoa, this guy's a pretty antagonist. Turns out it's just a lovable goofball.
He's just a good guy.
Freaking goofball.
He's an athlete.
Yeah.
And he's maybe got a football scholarship.
Yeah.
And he's maybe going to go pro.
Yeah.
And he needs both arms to go pro.
Yes. Many people in the football league have both
They've
arms.
got all limbs.
Yes.
Most of the time they've got all limbs.
Some people say it's reductive. I say go for it. That's
Yeah.
my thought process on it. We've got I can't really know. I don't know the slut. I don't know. It's Beth.
Yeah, if you're going through like the archetypes of like a cabin in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's Beth and that's
Yep.
pretty much it. And
Yeah.
that's her entire character
Yeah.
arc.
That's fine. I'm backing.
That's her till she's dead.
Yeah, 100%. We've got Maya. She's the doleful one to be proposed to. I guess that's sort of like the virgin in this situation, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. But I guess she has slept with Malik, so she does deserve to die.
Yes, that's
on
right.
account of the
And so
rules.
we've got did we already discuss the model?
No, he didn't. Blake, I think his name is.
Yes.
Yes. I didn't realize. Honestly, I thought him and Nick were the same character for about 40 minutes. So, what do you think of Blake the model?
He is okay.
Great, and that's why people come to this podcast. Hard.
Why'd you put me on the spot like that?
You've never asked me a question before. What the fuck was that, man? This is off camera. You need to cut. You need to fucking pull it in. Pull it in.
I think one of the things was me just being like, I guess I just have not formed an opinion on that character or actor at all since watching the movie. And so I was like, have I got anything funny or nuanced or interesting to say about him? And nope. It was just like, he's okay. And he probably won't get brought up again.
No, I'm happy to drop him now.
Oh, actually, he will be brought up again.
I thought so in a big way.
Yeah.
Carl, this band of characters, classic. They're like, we're gonna drive out to the lake
This
house.
is one of my favorite things of just starting to notice in movies now as they're just like putting people together.
Mm-hmm.
These people wouldn't hang out.
Of course not.
This
Of
isn't
course
a
not.
friend group.
This is a real odd group. 'Cause, like, listen, I get the nerd and I get the sort of main nerd, and I get 2 of the girls. I don't really get Malik, and I don't really get Sarah, and I don't really get the model.
It's like, what's bonding them?
No.
High school? No, we don't know.
I guess just college. I guess I don't know. I guess in college in
I
America,
get that 2 of them live together.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Yeah.
But
you need more glue. Give me a bit
more backstory.
However, for these kind of films, I kind of don't mind that they have 7 archetypes. Is it just Scream they've done this for? It's also Until Dawn. It's like 1,000 other films.
Yeah.
Where did this begin? I like the trope. I'm happy with the trope. I find it fun.
I think it's just a slasher. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a good. I think it's because they're just fun stereotypes. It probably just leads into the main sort of. I don't know. Aren't they meant to be like, how many different types of personality are there? Like 14 or something? In terms of like, usually have like a leader and then an athlete and then this person. Like, you know what I mean?
I like it. I like the
Oh,
trope. I like the trope.
it's
'Cause here's
familiar and
'cause
comfortable,
it's
and
familiar,
I love that.
It's comfortable, and quite frankly, if they're unlikable, I immediately get to see them die in a fun way. I am always for these. I am happy. I'm always on the side of the sharks. I'm always a big fan of this. I'm always about the side of the killer.
And I think what's good is when better movies do it, they are then able to subvert the expectations, which
Yes.
then creates a fun mentality between the characters
Yes.
for the rest of the movie.
Yes.
So it's a fun thing in slashers, is this setup. One of the other things I just want to quickly highlight is all of and this is just, I guess, good writing and a small budget. All of the men are established in a single room on campus immediately in a conversation. All of the other women, they have 20 seconds to present their personality to the camera before like cut to the next woman. So we've got one that's like doing art. We have one getting off a treadmill who's using her iPhone just for a 3-hour timer and nothing else.
No.
She's not even listening to music on it. But it's like, how would you? She's like, and clocked, and it's like, okay,
It's
sure.
good character stuff. And again, when I called that woman a slut, it's because the film kind of goes, and she's very sexually promiscuous, and that's all we're giving her. That's all we're giving her.
All right.
But she's kind of my favorite.
Now let's get to our other group of characters.
Huge.
These people, they jump in a car, they drive up the road, they go.
They get the best shot of the whole film, which is, and I don't know who gave them this, but the time-lapse technology is through the roof on this film. They went, okay, we need to get from point A to B. How about we show, don't tell? And we always praise a film for doing that. Guess what? We're going to show you the whole thing. We're going to show you
another 4 minutes saved. It's one of those things where they're like, you hope to shoot 4 minutes in a day. Man, buddy, they shot that like in an afternoon. They were stoked to get 4 pages done. They're cheering.
Because it sort of had that sort of like, oh, cool, we're doing like a time lapse of going on the road.
But then it has to cut.
I bet it held for a little while.
Yeah.
Held for a while. I loved it. And it wasn't even like cinematic. I think it was just like, we're going to the next location on set.
It was just
good
film.
Just
it was
film.
just great padding.
Yeah.
It was just really strong padding.
I'm kind of I'm for it. I'm a big fan of it.
I just like the idea of the director flipping through it, being like, "This is only." The producer being like, "It's only 50 pages. Do you reckon you can boost it up?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can boost it up." Oh, is it going to take any money from the budget? Not a fucking dime.
The directing is powerful, Carl.
It is, and I don't want to rag on it too much, other than the fact that this is not a well-directed movie. But this guy did direct maybe like one of the most famous sequences in horror. Which is
This is Hitchcock.
This is Hitchcock, buddy.
Jesus,
This
okay.
is the opening of Scream. This is Wes Craven. It's Hitchcock. It's everyone ever. This guy did Final Destination 2, which has the log scene at the beginning of it, which is genuinely a phenomenal action sequence.
Wow, good for him. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that looks great today still.
Yeah.
It's really practical. It's really well orchestrated. It is a great scene to watch. If you haven't seen the movie or you just want to watch it on YouTube, the opening big like collision death scene of Final Destination 2 is amazing.
All those Final Destinations are so fun. You guys gotta check them out. But you are right. That's crazy. Wow,
Yeah.
good for him. I've just looked at the budget for this one because I was like, man, it's a low budget. Do you want to know what this budget was?
It's definitely going to be more than we want it to be. How much was it?
I really was hoping it was like $1 million, but it's now saying $25 million. Carl, I gotta tell you, they didn't spend
You're
all
shooting on water. You know, water's expensive.
Yeah, great, cool. They spent it on maybe one light for all the internals. There's one fucking light for all the sequences. So I don't know.
They also spent it on the person that did the brightness on the movie. They were like, "Hey, it's really darkly shot. Are you going to be able to overexpose this the whole time?" Yeah. I could
ISO
overexpose
4000, baby. We've got it, okay? ISO 4000. Carl, we get off this long time-lapse sequence, and we get to a petrol station. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I thought just the sharks were the villain. Guess what? So is Prejudice.
It is. We have the guy running the station who doesn't come back into it. Or does he? I don't think he does.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
It's like the one character that doesn't come back into it. He is just watching people in the bathroom right there at work as he serves people.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that was a bold fucking move as a
bold
perv.
pervert. Here's the thing, and I think perverts may have become a bit shameful of their acts. Not this guy. Full on display. Imagine watching hardcore porn at work at a vending machine. It's pretty powerful.
But you could be serving the person who is in the bathroom.
Oh,
I think
yes.
Your risk versus reward of being found out and then beaten there.
Because it's not like he's like a perv who's getting off on maybe getting off on the fact that they might catch them. It seems like he's like, oh, whoopsie, you distracted me from a perv, and I was looking at your women on the toilet. Anyway, what kind of Cheetos? Yeah, sure, man. Let me cash those out for you. The girls discuss wanting to pork the boys, and the boys chat about porking the girls, and I'm all for it.
It's one, riveting. Sorkin, take notes.
Yeah.
Two, everything's shot in the most beautiful wide. Don't worry, not a single close-up. It's just coverage.
Well, that's the thing. They're doing the old Hollywood system, you know? In the old way, they were like, let's do the blocking. Let's go. It was really nice. They stand in an aisle and then don't move. Gordon pretty much comes in the frame and goes, you have to get a real drunk if she wants to touch your penis. And you gotta go, wow, I cannot wait for these people to die.
When did the movie come out?
2011.
Isn't it crazy? 2011 already feels like such a long time ago in the way that we treat and talk about characters on screen.
100%. 100%. I mean, granted, is it like a bit of a... I guess he's meant to be like a bit of a nerd, but there's no batting of an eye. It's just like, That is, yes, I do need to.
Because he's a nerd with a heart of gold. Because when later when he's like, I'm not going to let her go on that boat alone. And
I
it's
guess
like,
you're right. I guess you're right. They're not like, he's a nerd. He's a bit socially awkward. You know, he likes pork and girls.
Oh, would it kill him to be horny? There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with a horny teen. Oh, I guess a college student. That 40-year-old college student. Nothing wrong about him being horny.
He loves a hat.
Oh, he loves a hat. Now we come outside. They're filling up petrol. A couple of rednecks show up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
One of them is barely hideously scarred. He has a little cut under his eye, and that's the film, folks. That's the motive. That's everything.
That'll be the driving force of this character's.
It's also going to lead to one of the best monologues ever put to screen.
100%. We also do get, and now you can explain, and maybe I may have cracked the case wide open, Carl, but when the other redneck rocked up on screen with jagged teeth, my thought process was that these were the sharks, and they had transformed into human a day, and they were night sharks. I really did think they were werewolf, vampire. At night, they turn to sharks. During day, they are sharks.
No, that's so much better. That's so good.
And
Tubi's ruined you.
It really has.
That's too Tubi.
It's so Tubi, but it'd be, I don't know, 63 minutes, and they wouldn't do a good job of it. It'd be from the 80s.
They'd never show it.
They never show it.
They'd hint.
A scene would be missing, and I think there'd be even more royalty-free footage. You guys, check out Tubi. It's free for a reason. But yeah, no, that was my vibe, and I also thought, because Sarah's kind of like the driver, she's the owns the lake house. I did think she was on the side of the sharks, and once I realized that they weren't doing the night shark thing, I still think that Sarah's on the side of the sharks.
I think one of the big things about her is she's going to be like, yeah, so we sort of got into the situation. I nearly killed that guy, and she's like, I hope he doesn't harbor resentment against me. Like, I gotta tell you, maybe don't come back.
Yeah.
I think maybe just don't come back.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I would come back if the town had been like, you nearly killed someone.
You're from a small town. If you, I don't know, accidentally burnt someone at the stake, what's the vibe of you rocking back up?
Wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't come. Especially, I wouldn't come back to just get shit faced and make a lot of noise with people.
Totally.
You know,
it'd be like, you lit a little girl on fire. That's an L on you, but you've grown and learned. Coming back and just lighting a big bonfire and being like, who wants to get back in, would be distasteful.
Yes,
would be distasteful.
it would. It really would.
Yeah.
Also, do we think they deserve what's coming to them because of her actions?
Wait. Who deserves what?
All of them.
Oh, everyone is.
Do they all deserve to, one, die on her behalf for what she's done, and two, does she also deserve to die for it?
I'm a little confused. I guess we're going to ruin the. I guess not even the twist, really. I don't really know what. Essentially, Sarah grew up in this town.
Yeah.
And she was friends with the redneck. She kind of is the mediator between them all. But she was friends with the main redneck with, again, it's not a scar. It looks like he has just like sleep under his eye. That's the extent of his scar. What did she do?
She was drowning.
Yeah.
And because she was panicking and drowning, she accidentally, I think, stood on him or kicked him into a propeller.
Yeah.
And it ripped his face open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems pretty like that's an L on us all, really. I don't really understand why it's her fault or his fault. And again, the scar is small.
I think he really hypothesizes, couldn't you have just taken the L and drowned?
Yes. It seems
and he's
like
like, couldn't you have just drowned and I'd be fine?
Well, it seems like in her little monologue, she goes, you stood there as I was drowning. I couldn't breathe. Why didn't you help me? You thrashed, and that hurt me a lot. And granted, he's not a very good guy, but you know.
No, but the thing is, he would have made it in New York without that cut.
100%.
That is a hottie, not a naughty.
He is fucking ripped. He's
so jacked.
So goddamn hot. It's actually a shame. I feel like the models, we say we wouldn't talk about him, but the models immediately insecure because the hottest members that lived.
Absolutely. This guy's being like, hey, look, I'm a model. I like to get my butt out. A lot of people here have seen my cock, so I'm sort of like in charge here. And this guy's like, I do have a little scar, but I'm sort of killing it right now.
He's like shirtless, bandana, and he's drinking 5 beers. It's the hottest shit that's ever happened. Okay, he's swamp hot.
I do always find it really interesting. For anybody that likes to play this game, is when you look at a movie and you're like, they probably thought this might have been their big break, and then just go and have a look at them on Instagram and just see what the actors are up to now. I'm not going to make fun of anyone or say anything mean.
I checked it out. I was pretty chuffed. Malik, he was in Carry On.
Yep.
He was in the other film. What was it called? He was in another film. All doing great.
Yeah.
I thought everyone was doing all right.
Yeah.
You know?
The model guy was Flash in the new Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, wow.
The bully.
Oh, that's
Not the Flash, just like Flash.
Oh, gotcha. That's all right. That's all right. That's a big win.
He was fine, and
Yeah.
he was in a miniseries as well. He was good.
I don't want to shit. Like,
No. I just think it's a fun thing to do if you want to be like, what are they up to? And you're like, so they got about 10,000 followers. They're still sort of working as an actor and just having a good time in America.
I gotta tell you, I'm pretty chuffed. Like, here's the thing: no one's rocking up to the Shark Night 3D going, "This is it." Except Michael. Is Michael Caine? No. Michael Caine was not famous from Jaws 3D, or maybe he was.
I think he would already made a name. Maybe.
What?
Yeah.
You saying that?
I think he was the Get.
I'd say the shark would be the get. That's just me personally.
Anyway, look. So they've gotten up to the house. Boom. The sheriff's there.
Yeah.
This character rules. Finally, energy.
A good vibe. He rocks up. He's like, "Don't worry, guys. I'm just a rock and roll guy." But do like a whole police chase.
Give me a
thing.
beer.
Give me a beer. Maybe make it two. How about you kids have a bit of fun? I'm just a cop. Trust me. And I quite like him. Even though, again, spoilers, he is evil and in on the major plots. I still kind of back his plan.
I back him entirely.
Yeah.
Because when he gets his big monologue, I'm like, people do love Shark Week.
Yeah. He's
nailed it.
He really nailed it. Carl, we won't spoil it because, quite frankly, I want to talk about it at length. But let's get into it. The guys do another time lapse of them hanging out by the pool. The film, I can't believe it, uses the same shot, does like a wiki, but then it just goes back like a second of her jumping in the pool.
Yeah,
again,
it's kind of stellar.
It's pretty stellar.
They've also, again, the director flipping through the script being like, we can repeat that.
That'll only have 3 seconds. Fuck it, who cares?
That's fine. Well, I don't know, could we repeat it 40 times?
Could we slow down the time-lapse footage? Maybe make it like 4 frames per second? Yeah, cool. All right, that's
what if all of the money went to like the best water skiing you've ever seen?
Can I say, again, they've used the budget well, because I don't give a shit of them just hanging out by the lake pool. It just seems like an Airbnb, but they've gone, we need cool sharks, we need cool jet skis, and we need one big explosion that works. Yeah. And it all works.
It does. It absolutely does. This guy who's like doing the little jet ski stuff, I was trying to be like, is it CGI? I don't think it is. It is somebody doing it.
I think so.
They're killing it.
Yeah.
They're doing an incredible job, and I like to think it's the actor.
Yeah, I think so.
That's where I'm at. But unfortunately, trouble is afoot.
Fuck off,
He
Carl.
falls in. And they're just like, all right, let's get to the fucking sharks.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, cool.
Pretty quick. Malik falls in. Holy shit. The shark takes a big bite. This guy was about to go pro, Carl.
Yeah.
Do you not feel any remorse for this man?
I was shocked at how little remorse I felt.
Yeah, powerful.
I think because I hated the characterization, I was ready to see him go.
Yes.
I also think it was them being like, what if we killed off the black guy first? Jokes, we don't.
Yes.
I think they were doing a bit of that.
Oh, they're definitely subverting that.
I did have quite a chuckle when he got attacked and decided to swim to shore with one arm. I was like, now that's an effort. I would like to talk about something here, which is our lead, Nick.
Nick, yeah.
Nick is like, I'm going to find that arm.
Yeah.
And dives into the water.
Yes.
And there's like looking around, and I gotta tell you, it's the cleanest lake floor I've ever seen depicted in a film. Looks great. I'd be down there for hours. I'd drink it for sure.
Oh yeah.
Why do we think the shark didn't eat the arm?
Now my shark memory it can help me out here, and it won't. That I don't think sharks actually like eating human. I think they just think we're like a seal and go, I didn't actually want that.
But it feels like these sharks are hungry for blood.
Of course, they're spiteful sharks. They're freaking YouTuber sharks, okay, Carl. So they've got their own thing. We'll get into the YouTuber sharks.
I do love. I think the whole movie is this thing of just don't go in the water, and they keep finding ways to just get in the water.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, stop getting in the water. Even the villains are like. The villains would know to never hop in the water, and yet they all end up in the water.
Totally. I think like a good, like, I don't know, I feel like Jaws, like, we need to go kill that shark, and sadly, a boat is the only way, but we got a big boat. Sadly, the shark gets bigger. This one, they'd be like, listen, get me the smallest dinghy you can. I want something so tippable, you won't even know. So anyway, he gets to the arm, but
he's able to get the...
Did he drop the arm?
No, he gets it.
Where's the arm?
It's in the cooler.
Yes.
It's just crazy to me that is one, he thought to do it, and two, was successful at it.
Well, he's a doctor. I guess he would know. So maybe we should be quiet?
It's a shame one of them doesn't have an interest in sharks. Like, I feel like that would just be a fun trait for somebody to have.
I'm surprised the video game guys like, I played a video game where you play as a shark.
I played Jaws once.
Yeah.
And I ate the people, and so I know they wouldn't have eaten that arm.
They wouldn't have eaten the arm. I feel like that's exactly how I should be in this film.
Mm.
But Carl, essentially, we go on another boat. We then lose another one. It's the girlfriend of the Malik. I do feel bad. He really has had the worst.
Had a bad day. And I got to tell you, the model should not be sitting down today while he's bleeding out on a bed and going, "Your girlfriend is dead."
That was cruel.
That was rough. He did that.
I thought that was bonkers. It seems like, again, we were talking about this model making the most, but he's just he's a bastard.
Yeah.
He rocks up and goes, "Oh, you lost an arm and your girlfriend's dead. Anyway, I'm gonna go play foosball in the parlor."
It feels like he was like, this day sort of is not turning into a thing about me.
Yes.
And so I just need to sort of put myself in some situations. But do we think if nothing had gone wrong, because let's face it, if this attack didn't happen, they might have just vibed in the house and then gone home the next day.
Yes.
Which is the plan.
Yes.
So do we think the rednecks were always going to go up there and drug them and feed them to sharks? Or were they... What do you reckon their plan was?
I think they were going to drug him and then take him out to their little hideout. I think so.
And so was this pre-planned?
We should just real quickly say what the Rednecks' plan is. Essentially,
Yes.
they want to do a classic dark web thing of kidnapping them and then filming them, the sharks eating them. And put that on the dark web, and they got a bit of a fun personality about it. But it does really well on, YouTube. So good for them.
Yeah, it does. They're like, there's a few sociopaths out there that love to see the real thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, look, you've found a hole in the market and you've decided to fill it. Well done.
And listen, I don't know how much property costs out here, but I can't imagine as much. And quite frankly, if you can make a good living, all to you. No, I'm a big fan.
I thought this looked great, by the way. I was like, I'd go to that house. I'd live my life out on the water. This looks like a fun way to live.
It's a good. I feel like swamps get a bad bad rep.
No, Shrek's been doing it right the whole
I
time.
would love to buy a boat with a big fan in it. I think that's a great way to get around.
When Malik loses his arm, they're like, get a first aid kit, and she just runs and gets it. I gotta tell you, if this happened at my family home, I don't know where that is.
And that's because you're not prepared, Carl. And that's because you're not prepared.
Do you have a first aid kit here?
Oh yeah, check under your seat. It's a free.
He's right.
It's a car. It's a car.
That's just keys.
To your new BMW. There you go.
Oh my god, everyone gets a new BMW?
Oh yeah, everyone in this room. The other 19 of you get a car.
Oh, people forget there's a lot of producers here. Some of the show's overproduced.
We get a lot of emails, Carl, saying, guys, I want to hear the raw you. And guess what? No.
It's just not happening.
They need to be tweaks. We need to be tweaked.
You've got 19 people to get through before they go, just release it unedited. It's a fun thing to compare in the month that we're having.
Yes.
But we've now had two characters lose an arm to a shark in the month.
Yeah.
And it seems like they've both been put into pretty vastly different situations because they're like, she's lucky to have lived and she got to the hospital ASAP. This guy's kicking it for hours without an arm.
This is my issue because it's pretty much like they go, okay, we're going to stay in the house, we're going to vibe out. Malik, you cannot move, otherwise you've got 2 hours until you die. Malik immediately goes, I've got a spear, I'm going to kill that fucking shark.
And he does it.
Let him go, let him kill the shark. He does. I can't believe it. It's not one singular shark, Carl. It's a lot of big sharks, but he gets the shark.
I just think it's wild that his arc is lose an arm, girlfriend dies, kills a shark, sacrifices himself. He must be like, I'm a star in this film. 100%. I've got lots to do.
And then nicks our protag? Get out of here. They also find a camera on the shark, which it does beg the question, are the sharks in on the revenue stream? Like, are they filming?
Yeah, they had camcorders because their fin
I get
was around
that.
it. It was a shark tail thing.
No, I get that, but I'm saying like it seems as though like the sharks got the shot. Like it's the cinematographer is the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to get the best shot?
Yeah.
It's going to be the shark.
He does also mention that they got the stuff for like the Animal Planet. I'm now thinking in this universe, did the sharks film the BBC Planet Earth?
David Attenborough has constantly just been strapping cameras to little animals. You should see the little camera they've got on top of a gecko.
Oh, yeah.
Crushes the gecko immediately, but he gets great shots.
He gets good coverage, that gecko. I gotta tell you, though, I did hear some rumblings in the union for the geckos that they're not too happy, and that's why we're not going to get much of a wildlife. I think the sea people didn't get what they wanted at the strike, but hey,
You
guess
can't
what?
use sea people anymore.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Penguins. The penguin union.
That shit ain't black and white, man. You've got to do better than that. Okay, so what happens is the nerd
Yes.
and this other girl who's just wants to get off the island
Yeah.
are like, let's just go onto the rednecks boat.
Yeah.
Which I think, one, bad vibe. Wouldn't have done it. Think they're going to their death
The
for
rednecks,
sure.
again, I don't know. At this point, I didn't know how the film was going to come together. I didn't know that they were filming this. But again, I really did think they
You
were
thought it
shoved.
might have come together? The quality, you were like, wow, it's crazy.
Come
So
together.
far, they're going to tie it up.
come together. I definitely think these rednecks are working with the. I genuinely thought it was going to be like a business deal with them shaking the shark's fin and them in a tuxedo. Like, good job, you gave us our food.
Let the sharks talk. That's what I say.
100%.
Let them talk.
Again, the guy had pointy teeth. It seemed crazy he wasn't a shark. You're giving me a nod. That's the most.
Yeah,
like,
I think he should have been a
He
shark.
should have
I'm
been a
on
shark.
site. When
Yes.
you were like, I thought they were the night sharks, I was like, yes, that's good.
Yeah.
That's just good writing.
It is good writing. It's a shame they really left that on the table. Anyway, they get on the red boat. It couldn't be more evil. It couldn't be more sinister.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm sorry to all rednecks out there. I don't know rednecks.
You're getting a bad
You're
rap.
getting a bad rap.
Really
okay?
bad rap.
Yeah. Over here in Australia, I'm bad vibes in the swamp, and I guess, guys, we're pro swamp.
I guess we're pro swamp.
Yeah.
Anyway, so their plan is they've got the nerd guy, they shoot and he ends up in the water.
Yeah.
He gets to a tree and I'm like, he must be good there.
Yeah.
No, these sharks love to jump.
They love to jump.
Are all sharks jumping sharks?
Yep.
All right, great
Yeah.
definitive answer.
Yeah.
And then how do we feel about these little ones that are like, I'm just gonna peck you?
I guess they keep throwing out words about the sharks like bull and hammerhead, and I gotta tell you, it gives a big piranha vibe.
I think there was a thing in the trivia I saw where they did not correctly call a single shark right.
Terrific, good.
Like
Yeah.
every time they were wrong.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Again, it is funny that they are CGI models, so they definitely just Googled. I don't know how CGI works. I assume you Google the model, like
Yeah.
hammerhead, and then you drag it into your film, and then it's there.
Yeah.
Now, controversial.
You've got to you have to tick transparent, otherwise you're gonna end up with all the
the
stuff
white
around
background.
it.
You got to do a PNG.
Yeah,
you got to
that's
do
right.
a PNG shark. Now, thoughts of I didn't mind the CGI. I thought it looked pretty good.
That's nuts. This looked bad. What are you on about?
Listen, again, I wrote that note when I thought the budget was, I don't know, $500,000. Now I'm realizing it's $25 million. Ugh, it's not. I guess I'll stand by it. What I've written down is Bible, so I guess I will stand by that. It's probably the best film I've seen all year.
I think they look bad. I think they don't move right. And I think they've done this thing with the shark, which I think they've given them all a cunty little smile. And
They got a wry smile.
They've
I
got a
love the
wry smile, which is like, I'm hungry and I'm going to get you.
Well, they're on camera. They know their angles.
You got to smile for camera.
Yeah.
You've got to smile
Here's
for
the thing.
camera.
If you're a guy who's into watching sharks eat people to get your rocks off, you want the shark to be enjoying it. Otherwise, you just can't live the fantasy.
Okay, so I would like to get to the thing that I've always remembered in this movie.
Yes,
Do you
Carl.
want to take a little stab at what you think it might be?
My first impression is that it's the big jet ski sequence with the shark.
It is that.
That's fantastic.
Now,
you watched this in 3D in cinemas.
I watched this in 3D in cinemas, and one, the CGI is not good, and it does...
Again, we're not sure. 50-50 of people say that's good, some people say it's bad. It really is on the table.
We polled 2 people, and it was a 50-50 split.
And that's the thing about that. That's the thing about polls. Sometimes they're wrong. But
So the thing that always stood out to me is when the model is on his own on the ski,
Yeah.
he just gets taken out by a shark, right? Now, in my mind, I had remembered this scene going that he just drove into the mouth.
just like a full
Like the shark just had its big mouth
Open
open
mouth.
and he had his head backwards, and then he looked forwards and he went, no, and just went straight into her mouth, and the shark went, oh, and just sank itself.
I am so upset for you because I can imagine that being having that memory in 3D must have been such a joy, and I hate that
It held a movie in my mind, and it's not real. And now the reason I pushed for this film, not worth it.
I think
Wrecked a core memory.
100%.
An island crumbled in my mind, Inside Out style.
Yeah, you've only got 8 of those, so that's a shame that one's gone.
It is, and the rest of them are shark related, and we did the other 3 this month as well.
Oscar rapping as a shark.
Oh yeah, getting the whale washing dolphin song wrong, that crumbled an island. Finding out Soul Surfer was a deeply religious film, that crumbled an island. It's just been...
you watched 2 more films and I gotta tell you, your brain power is down to 40%. You're not going well.
I'm not good.
You're functionally broken.
I'm not good. Help.
He's smacking himself. Someone stop him.
Help.
Who's left? Let's just talk about who's left.
And by this time, Malik is suicided by shark.
Yes. So we've lost the model, we've lost Malik, we've lost Maya, we've lost Beth, we've lost the nerd. They get thrown into the water. So all we have is Sarah, Nick, and the 2 rednecks who have just been like, we're the 2 rednecks. We also have the cop and the dog. We forgot about the dog.
Oh, yeah. The dog's fucked up. He's drugged by now.
The dog has the best arc. He jumps in a car. He takes a bunch of Xanax, wakes up, gets to save the day.
I love that dog. He does it all.
Yes. Should we get into Nick's scene with the redneck cop?
I think so.
Yeah. He's having a lot of fun here. I think
The redneck cop?
The redneck cop.
Yeah, he's running away with it.
He's got rock and roll moving. He's playing. He feels like just like he's just a dad who's just fucking vibing out with like some 20-year-olds.
He has a great line where the guy's like, oh, could you please play this? And he's like, I know what you're doing. You're trying to make me like you. And it's working. And it's just like...
He plays it. He has a whole monologue about just like, hey, Shark Month. Is this right? The most watched network thing ever?
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think anything they've said has been factual the entire film. So I just went, sure.
Yeah. He was at the longest
Step Brothers was into it.
Longest running and most watched event in TV. Again, I don't know if I can...
Do like 100 million people watched the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but how much is Shark Week? Surely it's up there. Don't Google it. No, that's
we
more
have
than what the movie
have to
did.
find out.
Fine.
It's been on for 36 years.
Okay,
They've been doing Shark Week.
So little. Okay. Well, you kind of ruined his monologue then. He gets burnt and he dies.
Yeah, well, my memory of the movie also burnt and died. So I guess we're both unhappy with this ending, aren't we?
I guess it's all bitter. And it's such a shame because I have this as my favorite film of the year. Huh. Damn.
This was my Nora.
Carl, we now get to the pivotal scene. Nick's just saved himself. He's now going to save Sarah from the cage. Our main redneck guy is on the boat. He's going to lower in. Nick jumps on board. The guy immediately grabs the shark guy, goes, hey, do not kill him. Nick shoots him, throws him into the water. Our main bully guy also falls in the water. Nick...
You've got one thing. Don't fall in the water.
Yeah.
It's that fucking
The villains
simple.
had such high ground, and they immediately lost it by falling in the water.
The sheriff gets himself set on fire, and to put himself out, he's like, I'll jump in the shark water.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
You never jump in the
You
water.
never jump in the
These
water.
guys are also pros at sharks, because all they do is film people getting eaten by them. They think they would know.
I know. I don't know why you didn't stop, drop, and roll. That would have ruined the entire plan.
Of course.
We have our big climax.
Yes.
By this point, bored, buggered, don't care. I gotta tell you, I've had my big scene. It's disappointed me. And then I'm stuck with Nick and the other chick. And I've gone, I don't like this. The sheriff's been killed. I'm not interested in any of this. And I'll have no partner.
Yeah, I was pretty broken down. I really thought the spiky teeth guy would get a big song and dance.
He should have bitten someone.
He should have bitten someone.
It's
His
not that
spiky
hard.
teeth. What were they doing?
As if he didn't bite something.
It's crazy he didn't bite a shark or something. It just sucks. You're like, guys, why would you leave us off the table? Anyway, Nick saves the day with the boomstick. What's the boomstick, Carl? Is this a fishing thing? It's like they put like a piece of dynamite on the end of a stick.
I think what they meant to say was they were improvising, and the idea was that they grabbed the boom that was recording the sound, and they were like, we can't break the fourth wall now.
I've always thought, as just a visual gag for a comedy movie, would be the funniest thing is that 2 people are having a fight, and then someone looks up and grabs the boom mics, the other guy does the same, and then they have a fight with boom mics. I think that'd be really funny.
I think that would be good.
Thank you. I don't have anything else for that. I don't have the scene starter or the rest of the film. I just want to base everything around that.
And I gotta tell you, that's surely been done.
But has it, though? I really hope it has.
It's gotta have been done.
Surely. If not, take it. It's yours.
We're throwing that out there into the
throwing
ether.
that out there.
We know a young Christopher Nolan, or the next Christopher Nolan's probably listening to
Christopher
this.
Nolan's classic for his slapstick
I
comedy.
want somebody, sitting back being like, yes, I just won all my Oscars and my movie's made $1 billion, and I just want to thank these two little Australians and their shitty little podcast when I was 10 years old listening to Shark Night 3D, and you were just getting through it and you didn't have material to work off of. You just talked about maybe an idea, and I didn't really use it or steal it, but it gave me something.
Oh, yeah. It gave me sort of a push to go, oof, could be better.
Yeah.
Could be better.
That's right. Anyway, so no, I still don't know how to write female characters.
That's why he's doing the Odyssey. He's like, oh, cool. A guy leaves a woman for the whole film? Yeah, no fucking shit. Yeah, I can write that. Easy.
He's warming himself. He's meant to be doing a remake of Bridesmaids, but he's scared. He doesn't know how to approach it, but he's going to get there. And I reckon he's going to nail it.
I get to do my Odyssey. It's just going to be him on a boat with some guys, and they're going to see some women, and I'm not going to go near the women.
I have this sneaking suspicion that Christopher Nolan hired Zendaya, and then Zendaya begged him to get Tom Holland into the film to save his career. That's where I think that's at.
I think so.
I think Christopher Nolan was just like, Zendaya, you're a great actress. You're obviously like onto something. You're working with all these auteur filmmakers. You're fantastic. I want you. And she's like, will you get Tom hot off cherry? Please get him hot off cherry.
He's a hot little cherry you can put on top of your sundae. Come on.
Come on. This movie's the Sunday. You'll be the little cherry. And Nolan's just like, I think he's only been in bombs.
No, Bonds. He's in the Bond commercials, Christopher. They're blowing up.
Please, you got to get him out of the house.
What's his brand? He sort of runs?
Bureau? Wait, who?
The pen? No, Tom Holland. He's
got a beer brand now.
Oh,
a non-alcoholic beer brand.
Oh, gotcha.
It's popping. He's doing great.
Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah, look, I guess this is the end of the film. What were we meant to be talking about? Oh, a boomstick? I don't know. Movie ends? I don't care. Now I know what I really want to talk about. And do you know this?
Oh, I thought we were going to jump into who watches, but go on.
So did you stay for the credits?
No, I didn't say for the credits.
Oh, God.
What happened?
Oh, it's the ultimate pad. Because I don't know if you knew this, but the movie starts 3.5 minutes in, ends at 1:20. So it's
I knew that.
Only 1 hour and 17 minutes. So we've still got 3 minutes of commercials. 3 minutes of credits.
Yeah.
Followed by a 4-minute on-set music video parody of Nick in grills singing about sharks.
Are you shitting me
I'm
right
not
now?
shitting you.
Are you fucking shitting me?
It's absolutely iconic. You simply must look it up.
That's so upsetting. Oh, it's so upsetting.
Nobody else is into it but him. He's done
The
it.
main guy?
Yeah, he's done it of his own accord. Some people are like, I guess I'll nod right now, but he's like, we're doing it all. I've written it. Like, this is
The main guy,
the
our
main
protagonist,
guy.
does like
Here,
a behind
let me
the
just get you
scenes.
up a still. Behind the still, I've conned everybody into doing a rap music video with me to end the movie.
Oh my god. Fuck.
I didn't even know this when I saw it in cinemas. Otherwise, that would have been the reason we're doing this.
Oh no. You know what? It's good up a half star. That's not too bad.
I just was like, that's nuts.
bonkers.
That's
That's
crazy.
bonkers.
Who let that happen? And the rap had 3D baked into it?
Oh my god.
And you know what's crazy? They had to show that in 3D.
Whoa. I mean, that's worth it though, isn't it? For
Yeah.
the price of admission, that's worth it.
That was just one of, and I think the fact that, and
It's crazy they started end credit
I
scenes.
know. People would usually, I don't know, further the story or do something else, but just a behind the scenes rap.
It's crazy. They're like, not getting a sequel.
Yeah.
Not getting a
The
sequel.
Odyssey should end on that. That's what Tom Holland brought to it.
It should be just Christopher Nolan rapping and just avoiding women on set.
Yeah. And then just watching the movie and
We
just
should say he's not like a sexual predator. He just can't write a woman.
That's his own. And we all know this. Christopher Nolan has one weak spot. I genuinely think everything else he does is fantastic. He's got one weak spot. He cannot write a female character. Okay? I think we all know this by now. But the idea of Christopher Nolan being like, I ended on this music video. It is a rap about the Odyssey with everybody on set. And I did shoot it in IMAX.
Carl, who would watch Shark 3D?
It's a tough one now having to revisit because,
I mean, it's loss, right? This is
Yeah.
loss for you.
But I know the reason I saw it.
Yeah.
And that is I saw Piranha 3D in cinemas and just had the best time with a group of people.
Yeah.
Then, and also just for context, I would have been 14 years old for Piranha.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So then I think this is the same year or the next year. Obviously, I'm like, cool. So another shark movie in 3D. Excellent. I'll love this. So and that it did not hit.
Yeah.
So it's for anybody under the age of 15 years old that's never seen like a horror movie in 3D. And I think that's for you.
Wow, it's specific, but I do like it.
It's definitely that, though.
Yes.
You'd be filming, you'd be like, it's for 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not anything above that. It's just not that.
Yeah.
The movie also lacks gratuitous violence. I'd forgotten that it was M. I thought this was an MA film.
I was gonna say, I mean, if you're a 15-year-old boy, you know, you can see an MA film. That's a whole world of possibilities.
We should do Piranha because it's that good. It's just that fun.
Oh, I will actually watch that. That'd be honestly, you sold me with Adam Scott. A bit of Severance in there. Oh,
Yeah, it's got it's also got the doc from Back to the Future.
fuck off, Christopher Lloyd.
It's got Christopher
You're pissing
Lloyd.
me. You're pissing me. Who would watch this? I don't know. Anyone that's fucking watched Piranha, because we should go right now.
It's got Jerry O'Connell or Jerry Connolly. Who's the guy from Kangaroo Jack and Stand By Me?
That is one of the worst. That's how am I meant to know that? Wait, the boy from Stand By Me?
Yeah, I think the larger boy.
Oh, Vern?
Yeah, maybe.
I couldn't tell you the actor of Vern.
Yeah. There is a whole thing in Piranha, which is, I mean, this is just me gushing about Piranha, which again, guys, I also have not revisited. But
Guys, real quickly, who would watch this? I believe, fuck this. All go watch Piranha.
We all need to go watch Piranha.
Yeah, we'll go watch Piranha.
there is a scene where the Jerry O'Connell is just like, no, they took my penis, and his penis floats out to you in 3D, and all of the piranha go to eat it, and they like sort of sniff it, and they're like, don't want to eat that, and fly, and they fish away.
Homophobic fish.
I think it's more like he's got a smelly dick.
Gotcha.
I didn't take it as homophobia. I took it as
powerful.
he's got like
Stanky dick.
he's got stanky dick, or maybe he's got an STD.
Yeah.
That's how I got it.
Well,
Paul
that's safe.
Shear's also in it.
Oh my god. What a start. Guys,
It's got a very comedic cast, so it is like,
I'm all in, and you've already sold me.
and it's so violent.
Yeah.
And Eli Roth is in it as well.
Fun.
Yeah. Fuck, we should watch Piranha
should watch
3D.
Piranha.
We should end this and watch Piranha 3D.
Carl-
Who do you think would watch this?
Oh, I mean, would you say 14-year-old boys? I'd say 28-year-old females. You know, check it out. Carl, it's been an amazing shark month. I cannot believe it.
It's been the best month of my life.
I've been pretty happy, okay?
It's
the
been a
longest
great
running
month.
sequence. That's what the people have been saying. And I've just loved it. However, Carl, we do have to give it up. And sadly, you know, one thing ends happily, another thing begins. I guess we're one-upping life. I don't know, something about video games. We're watching Video Game Month.
We're doing 4 video game movies. By all means, if you'd like to recommend one to us, you can email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
Guys, we want to know.
We've already picked our starting point. The reason we picked it is because Minecraft's coming out. We
Yeah.
were like, maybe that'll be on it. Maybe it'll get good reviews and it won't be done. Who knows? Who knows
knows?
where we'll land? But we're going to be kicking off with the Michael Fassbender classic, Assassin's Creed.
Wow, chills.
So do with that information what you will. If you haven't seen it, don't even bother coming back next week.
Oh, no.
Wait until the month's over. One of my favorite things about the month format is if the genre doesn't appeal to you, you're off for a month.
You're off. You can take a little break. It's nice. Here's the thing, guys. It's like a little holiday. you
Yeah,
know?
take a little holiday from me.
Yeah.
I wish I could take a
me.
holiday from me.
Oh, God. Here's the thing, buddy. I don't want to give you some good ideas. Take a couple of pills and just drift off to a beautiful time.
I'm not doing well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not doing well.
Guys, if you listen to this podcast, get a couple of pills and just vibe it out because that's where we're at, huh? Probably should cut that.
This week's episode is brought to you by pills. Underscript white pills.
No,
Find them in bottles.
It's only, little pills, red and blue capsules. That's what you want. Either pills or capsules. Oh, my God, Carl. We should have been doing it weeks ago. Goodbye.